nothing's as it seems. He's the nicest shark you'll ever meet. Swimming through Disney, he's oh so sweet. With a sparkle in his eye and fins that gleam. Living underwater in a vivid dream. Under the castle lights, he's living his pride. In the happiest place, having the best time from the best time. From Mickey to Goofy, they all say hi. He's the nicest shark you'll ever meet.
Pedro_STFC has cheered 500 seashells. Mahalo for your support.
In his eye and fins that gleam. Living underwater in a vivid dream. He streams some more. Vibes so cool, blowing open the door. With a friendly chat and games to play. Making memories that will never stray. He's the nicest shark you'll ever meet. Swimming through Disney, he's oh so sweet. With a sparkle in his eye and fins that gleam. Living underwater in a vivid dream.
Aloha, ʻOhana, come join the fun. Join us on a journey where the magic's begun. We'll explore the parks and tell stories too. With Aloha Dis, the magic's all for you. In each new video, the fun begins. From the castle's glow to the ocean winds. We're here to share, to laugh and play. On Aloha Dis, it's excitement every day. Aloha Dis, where dreams come true. We'll bring the magic right to you. From island vibes and skies of blue. On Aloha Dis, it's excitement every day. Aloha Dis, where dreams come true. We'll bring the magic right to you. From island vibes and skies of blue. On every show, there's something new.
Aloha! Welcome into the show. I'm Dr. Iron Chef, and this is Layer Tonight. And we haven't really done much in the game, which is a common theme. It's almost like an hour to midnight, so we gotta get crack-a-lackin'. But welcome in. Thank you, Pedro, for the 500 bits. Did this show up on the thing? I can always replay it.
Pedro_STFC has cheered 500
There we go.
seashells. Mahalo for your support.
But good to see all of you. Ryan, good to see you. Ultra Vedica, of course. We'll give a shout out to Ultra. Yeah, so happy 4th of July to everyone. It is only Hawaii that's still in the time zone. Well, I guess it might be Alaska for another couple minutes. But got a chance to eat some hamburgers and just relax today during Independence Day. Is today the day I go to 67? Not quite. We're very close. we are kind of waiting to see what the new officers are going to be on Tuesday, and then we'll make a final decision. But it's about time. So it's not like we haven't been thinking about going to 67 or 68 or 69 or 70, which is quite possible actually. Just to go straight to 70. We just haven't had the right officers. I should have. I should have gone when we had Section 31 Giorgio, but I kind of I wasn't thinking straight. That's probably the best way to put it. I wasn't really thinking about opting up at the time. Plus, we're doing arenas like pretty regularly, so it wasn't like we weren't enjoying that content. So, but yeah, we should be. We gotta get crack-a-lackin'. Major Sam will pass me already. so, so I think it's time to move up. So, I did have a great day, Pedro. I mean, I woke up early because I went to sleep early, and then I took a nap because I woke up so early. But yeah, I mean, it was a good day. I mean, there was not much to do today. We actually spent. We technically, okay, so it's like almost 11 right now. We sat down in this chair like 7:30, and we're just messing around with stuff. So of course you see the fireworks. So that was the first thing. It's like, oh well, we put some fireworks up, and then I was doing some Canva stuff. So I was designing some graphics. One is going to pop up pretty soon. Of course, there's Arkfall coming up. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But yeah, so we're designing graphics, and then I was thinking of what we're going to do for Arkfall because I wanted to redesign the whole thing, and I think we'll be downstairs in the Aloha studio for Arkfall. I think we might just stay downstairs and not come up here, so we can use the cameras downstairs. Maybe I should be explaining this a little bit better. Wait, hold on. We gotta put Sharky into explain mode. 1 second. He needs to explain everything. Okay, so yeah, so Monday is Arkfall, and we're thinking of using the Aloha studio so I can use the camera. And we haven't done that much. We've always been, well, not upstairs, but we've been in the Sharky mode. So we haven't really used any other things other than Sharky during Arkfall. Now we have turned on the camera during like Major Samuel's version of it or Scribbler's version of it, but never for mine. And that's because I'm usually very tired. But we figured might as well try something new. And so we'll kind of do that as well. Yeah, the wedding anniversary, that's what I was working on. That was one of the things I was working on today. So you see the graphic up there. August 30th and 31st, we'll do a couple of live streams on that weekend. So just kind of, I put it up because I'm going to forget. I'm notoriously bad about putting up stuff for myself. We try to keep everyone's stuff everyone else's stuff up, and I just kind of forget. So I figured, well, since it is a 25th anniversary, we might as well advertise it early so I don't forget. So yeah, that's kind of what we're doing. Okay, so back to the whole thing. So if we time this right on Monday, which horrible things could go wrong. I have a conference up until 4:30, and we're supposed to go live at 5 p.m. So part of the reason why I wanted to use downstairs is because I'm just going to set everything up. And then as soon as I can get through the door of the house, I'm just booting up. And it's just quicker to get the downstairs one working because it's a faster computer. So that's kind of one of the things. I probably have like minutes in between when I sit down and when I have to start up the stream. Like just maybe like 2 minutes. Because normally where I'm coming from, it takes 22 minutes to get home. But there's traffic. So maybe 20 minutes. Maybe we can get there in 20 minutes. But there's going to be traffic. So I'm guessing it's going to be like a 8 or 9 minute delay to get home. So, Star Trek game, yes. Thanks for being a first-time chatter in our chat, and aloha to you too. How's everything? Is the firecrackers, fireworks going off? I know Big Island is. Wait, you're Big Island, right? I know Big Island is usually pretty heavy. So, but yeah. So Monday. No, everyone's being over here too, because what happened with the there was a fireworks accident, if you don't know, here in Hawaii during New Year's, and a lot of people didn't make it, and many more got hurt and were badly burned. So it's been really quiet this year because there was illegal fireworks that there were at someone's house, just like a family gathering, and the firework cake tipped over and ignited all the other fireworks, and it was a huge explosion. So, it's very sad, but I'm glad that people are behaving this year. So it's good. It's been really quiet. So the only fireworks right now is on the screen this year. But yeah, it's just one of those things. You just don't want anyone to get injured, or in this case, lost their lives. So, and there was little kids, little keiki that were that got hurt and didn't make it. So yeah. But yeah. So, hi, Killer Angel. It's natural fireworks. Yeah. I mean, Kilauea has been erupting. It's been going. I mean, I know it's been national news where it's been over 1,000 feet in the air. That is a little unusual. I mean, it does. It does. Fountain and whatnot, but it's not usually that spectacular. So, but yeah, that's their own fireworks. I don't know if I'm not sure if the U.S. Geological Survey still has the live stream up, but they had a few videos of it that if you check it out at the U.S. Geological Survey. So, yeah. So yeah. I'm not sure how the VOG is either. I haven't really asked the in-laws how it's been. They live right up in Mountain View side, so it's close to the volcano. Yeah. So what was I? Oh yeah. So Monday's going to be interesting. Warp Drive 5 will be here. We'll be on for 6 hours from 11 p.m. Eastern time to, well, I guess it is 5 a.m. Eastern time. Never thought of it that way. Of course, that's why Tibbs goes to sleep early. Is it 5? I guess it is. It is 5 a.m. And then Samuel's going to be in an undisclosed location. So she might go to sleep early as well because she's in a different time zone on Monday. So Oh, you're heading to Oahu. Are you going for vacation, or going for business, or um, as the in-laws come over for shopping? So, um, oh, they're above you. Okay, so you must be Hilo side then. Yeah. The size comparison of the video of Kilauea erupting is very difficult to tell. It looks like it's nothing, but it's a huge, huge eruption. So, oh, Frino, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to hear that. That um, yeah, that's kind of one of the only reasons why we go back to Hilo too, is for funerals. We haven't really gone for a long time, but yeah, I'm sorry about that. Yeah, so Monday will be Arkfall, and then everyone else will be on Tuesday. I might stream tomorrow as well. I want to test downstairs, so I was getting some graphics for downstairs, and we'll move around the stream together stuff to make it look a little bit nicer. So yeah, life happens for sure. All right, like I said, I gotta get crack-a-lack and stuff because I have not done much so far. I'm guessing it is synergy right today with Herogens. Yeah, so we need to do this. We'll probably not. We'll see. There's the overflow, so we should be done with the battle pass, right? Yeah. So once we do this, we'll be done with the battle pass. I need to purchase the other one. I think it's a good deal with the officer tokens. We'll skip the artifact one. Oh, maybe not. I think I pulled this already. So it's 5 Scotty shards if you get a chance to pull all 4 days starting yesterday. And then Crucible of War. We might not do that well. Oh, check out our Infinite Incursions results. Was it this one? Yeah, here we go. We lost by 4.5 quadrillion points. So that wasn't very good. It was worse. It was like the bar was here earlier. Yeah, it is a late event day. I'm kind of glad. I mean, I kind of enjoy the break in between the arcs. Not too much of a break, but I do enjoy it, and it allows me to catch up with stuff. Yeah, the officers token, the battle pass were very good. Yeah, they were very good. Now, have you guys heard of the new officers coming out at all? Is there word on the street that who the new officers are going to be? I'm walking a very fine line here, so I kind of want to know. Okay, you guys know. Okay. Because I don't know how widely spread it's been. I know people have been leaking it. People don't have their NDAs. So I'm a little cautious of saying anything because we're still waiting for official word from the content creator program. I don't want to jeopardize anything. So and it'll probably, I mean, it'll probably come out soon, right? You think Beck is releasing a video, or was the video today that dropped the only one this weekend? And if you haven't, doesn't help with so many VIP sharing the magazine. You know, I know that I don't know what the what the protocol is with that, because I thought there was at one time where they could share it and they were actually encouraged to share it, and then there's other times when they were told not to share it. So I gotta look more into that, but um, I don't know. It's and the reason why I kind of remember that is that they were saying share the magazine, but just realize and tell your friends that the code is not going to work for them. So unless I'm thinking of something else, but I think that's why there's a little confusion of what's shared or what's not shared. So, hey Dustin, welcome in the stream. Thanks for being on the YouTube side, which I guess I'm not supposed to talk too much about on Twitch because that's a thing, but I'm not telling you to go to YouTube. I stay here if you're on Twitch. But glad to have you, Dustin. You always kind of join in, and we really appreciate that. In voice, there's a mix. In mod, even says they need to be clearer what we are allowed to share and not. Yeah. So, but yeah, and regardless, I think with so many people that it's very difficult to contain that. So it's just one of those things. So I won't show anything. We might talk about it on Monday a little bit, but we can talk about this whole new thing that came out, which is I'm not sure if I can show the video either. Let me see if I can pull it up. Yeah, well, it's not going to come up. Well, maybe not. That's strange. Well, I'm not configured correctly for it anyway. So anyway, they released a new video in the whole Flashpoint. It's not an event. It's a whole new way of doing things for like months at a time within the game, and it's supposed to be dynamic in terms of it changes from day to day or even hour to hour, um, with how the galaxy is shaped and formed and everything else. Yeah, Killer Angel says a 6-month event. There's a part 1 and a part 2. But this Flashpoint, I don't know. We'll call it an event for no other words. The 6-month journey that we're going to take should change the whole thing. Now, there's some mining, I think. There's some, of course, war that you're going to go through with your alliance and server. And I don't have the Zoom on here. I don't have the community mart. But a lot of these, what we see now is going to actually change. So that's kind of a neat thing. It's going to mix it up. I think it's different, and I will reserve judgment until I see more of it, because I I think a lot of people are having a hard time wrapping their heads around what's actually going to come with the changes, other than the map changes a little bit. So yeah, we did put a video out. It's a very simplified, version of what was in their video, trying to explain it a little bit. The dev in the video kind of said something as a clue there. Yeah, I think, well, I don't know if I can say this. Oh, sorry. I'm still processing. I guess we can say it because it was in the Ultra. You know what I'm talking about, right? Maybe not. There's supposed to be a whole bunch of Easter eggs in the video. And that's why I need to break it down a little bit further, because I did the video first and then I saw the message that there was actually a whole bunch of Easter eggs in there. So it might be a frame by frame thing that we got to go through and take a look at it and see how it works. So, yeah, we have different areas here that have little red triangles in them. And you go in there and you get to kill them. There are more triangles like when you zoom out. Yeah, there's the triangles. But there's hostiles, if you would call them. And then there's also areas where we have our bases and our allies, who are the purple guys, which we can't hit, although a lot of people want to hit their allies. My ships are out because we have territory tomorrow, and I'm very forgetful of getting the ships out, so I'm just going to leave them out here so we can get the territory capture points. Yeah, so there's different areas you go and fight. There's mines here that you go and you take your miner. This is not the right miner, but it's a survey ship nonetheless. And you go there and you actually mine stuff. Of course, that's, again, not the right type of miners for that. And yes, I will have to dust off all my miners for sure. Yeah, faction borders would switch indeed, yes. Hostiles, mines, and flash armadas. Yeah, let me, I think I gotta put the video. See, I wasn't expecting to run the video, so I gotta make sure I'm set up because otherwise it's going to be really bad. Let's see if this works. Okay, it's not turned on correctly. So I'm going to load up the video, and I guess I'm going to go full screen here. Thank you, Killer Angel. Okay, let's skip this, and then see, it wants to run ads. That's why I'm trying to avoid running the ads on the video. Good night. Oh, let's give a shout out real quick. Sorry, I'm not doing the best here right now. I'm trying to get this YouTube video up. If you haven't checked out Maya, she does one of the games that we do is our Words on Stream a lot, but she also plays a lot of other games. She's a streamer here from Hawaii, and I didn't do that right. Wait. There we go. Oh. Yeah, go check her out and give her a follow. There you go. That's how that's why actually how we connected, was because she was playing Warzone stream. And I was like, oh, there's someone playing Warzone stream, and then like, oh, she's from Hawaii. So awesome. Well, you have a good night and take care. All right. Okay, I got the video up. It is what do I need to turn on? Why is it not? Do I need to turn on Explorer? Oh, okay. Sorry. Okay, we gotta shrink this down, I think. Let's figure out, is that too small, too big? Okay. We'll do it like that. All right, so this is the video. Oh, there's a Revdeuce video here. Is there copyrighted music in this?
Of how the events in the game and the
Okay,
missions
so
in the
let's look
game
for
interact
Easter
with
eggs.
each other.
So initially it was, what's the next step for Star Trek Fleet Command? How can we expand on this and make it a dynamic world, a living galaxy? What does that look like?
It's kind of funny
And
with
then
the fireworks
also,
over the video.
About what can we provide to our players who are community driven.
When we consider games and when we consider especially 4X and strategy titles, they revel in creating competition and conflict and like battles and war between players who've been progressing for years. And some of that is in Star Trek, but I'll be frank, we have an entire collection of players who are the most diplomatic and open and constructive communicators that we could see in a...
Okay, I thought it was pretty cool that they recognized the community for its strategic but also very much passionate love of the game. So I thought that was pretty cool. That was a nice acknowledgement from the devs.
Strategy title. The amount of self-imposed rules and structures that are organically growing inside in our community, the way they approach what we've put out, the way they discuss it, the way they come together, is phenomenal.
Flashpoints are a new multi-month series of events. It's really building off of the excitement and engagement that we saw around the Ceres invasion events. And what we wanted to do was take that to the next level.
What makes Flashpoint different from all of the previous Star Trek Fleet Command events and arcs and narratives is that it's event focused and it is made to engage players, make them participate in many more new events, interact with each other, interact both with the event system.
It's kind of fun. I'm watching Sharky, and it's almost like he's mocking them a little bit when I'm not talking. I'm sorry, that's not the point. He's just expressing himself. So, but I just wanted to clear it up. He's not mocking anybody. He just looks like he is.
And the mission system.
We wanted to put something in the game that wasn't just a one-off boss that you had to fight, but what if the actual whole universe was something that you had to fight back against? And actually, driving back invasions, not just in one single system, but across the whole galaxy map.
Players will need to work together to push back Horok. And once they push back Horok, they will be rewarded, one, visually in the galaxy view that they've made a change. And then also exclusive rewards.
As some of our players might remember, before we released the Wrath of Khan arc, there were some interesting missions that would hint at the future events, and Flashpoint is no exception.
Okay, this is where Scribbler excels at. So when it comes to missions and reading missions and interpreting missions, she's very, very good at that. And maybe we overthink it a little bit too. So I did post something in the Discord, which was the USS Vengeance. And part of that reason is because in one of the missions, at the end in the con arc, it says something about con with a vengeance or something like that. So we're just kind of chatting in our group chat, and so I just posted the image of the vengeance because there's part of the missions dialogue that talks about Khan's talking about vengeance. So it was just one of those things to put in the thing. Of course, it is not Prime. It's Prime Con and not 2009 Con.
So be on the lookout. There might be something interesting you're going to miss or not.
When thinking about the concept of
Oh,
Flashpoint,
wait, hold on. You have... I saw that. Let me pull it up. And let's take a look at the Discord. Okay, I'm gonna, how do I copy the image? Can I copy it? Copy link, okay. Okay, let me open up another browser window and then we'll drop this in. Okay, so Killer is mentioning this one. That's the first image dropped in. Look in the middle of Flashpoint What If in system look. New armadas, new mines, new hostiles, bounty hunter, syndicate, level 65 hazards in the system. So I'm not sure if I can blow this up. I can blow it up, I can't. I guess I can do that. Yeah, so this is in between Klingon and Romulan space. Okay, you think it's next month because it doesn't happen in the first month? Yeah, I can see that. And then there's a second one. Okay, did that go? That didn't go. You're just gonna open up another window. Copy link. So this has some of the hostiles in there and mines. You can see the mines over here. And armadas. So yeah, thanks for sharing that. So yeah, there's all kinds of stuff that we'll have to learn and figure out. But it is the basics, right? It is the hostile killing, the mining, the armadas, which is the, I guess, the big three of what we do in the game.
and the future of Star Trek, one thing that really drove down to create this Flashpoint experience was why players are playing the game, and that's the community side.
So as we look at the future of Fleet Command,
So Killer saying, my reason for thinking that is there is new RSS for mining that needs a specialty ship. And when is Scopely passing on a moment to cash in on a ship? Yes. And of course the ship is usually, like you said, the second month, usually not in the first month. You know, the Meridian, the Revenant, the Reliant, all those show up in month 2, not month 1. Even like the Defiant, I think, was month 2. So yeah, usually the first month is kind of laying the groundwork, and then the second month is where they have the ship And technically, I guess that'll be 3 months in between ships, or 2 months.
We've been considering the past 6-7 years of what we have put live. One of the things we've really considered is the universe itself is relatively static. It is something that you log in, the dynamism in how we're playing with is coming from either the events that we're running or the interaction with other players, obviously bringing a lot of dynamic nature to your day-to-day, and it's pretty rote, and you just keep working through it. And we want to make that different.
So initially it was, what's the next step for Star Trek Fleet Command? How can we expand on this and make it a dynamic world, a living galaxy? What does that look like? Reusing existing tech with small improvements, what can we give to our players that will provide that dynamic feel, that narrative-driven experience?
There will be missions and there will be events that will explain how each single action affects the world. And it will, as in every Star Trek story, affect the world greatly.
We want it to be that when you come into Fleet Command,
Yeah, I know that I've talked about this before, but when the game was released, and in the first couple of years, they talked about the game having a 10-year lifespan, and we're approaching year 7. So this could be something that not just takes us to year 10, but could even take us beyond year 10. I think when they're first starting, they didn't realize how successful it would be. Of course, a lot of that had to do with the pandemic, but it seems like they are trying their best to extend the life past year 10. Obviously, I think they can get to year 10 currently, but they really could extend it beyond there. I'm seeing advertisements for like games I used to play. One of them is like Earth Wars, the Transformers Earth Wars, and that's a 10-year game. And it was interesting to see that they were advertising things. Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes is another one that I play or used to play. So I think this game could have more than 10 years in it.
Command. Potentially every day, you're asking a question about what's happening in the universe today. What's different? What do I need to do? We'll be tipping our toes in the water of that as we go through July with Flashpoint.
Not that I look at these things, but since we're actually looking for Easter eggs, I'm kind of curious if Chronox or Moopsy would have bigger guns than this guy.
That will be a case of looking at how can I, as a player, interact with something in the world and make a difference, and how can we as an alliance or as a server have a direct impact on the universe and the entities and factions and hostiles that exist inside there through our own actions.
Depending on your support of this or that side, depending on the intensity
This is
of
kind of
your
where
participation,
the
amount of
screenshot
effort
came from, right?
you've invested in this or that specific event, it will be reflected in the world, in the galaxy view. It's
potentially has even more years, but they need to balance pay to win and free to play. Yeah, I agree, and they already did, and about to do in coming months. Yeah, it's so. I mean, I know they're accelerating a lot because we're coming up to G7, but that really allows free to play players to accelerate if they're willing to grind, right? That's kind of neat to see, and it's very healthy for the game. And I'm glad that they've taken a little bit of that approach. And if you want to just kind of sit back and relax and spend some money, you can do that as well. And but the gap isn't as big. There's not as much of a paywall. And this con 2-month arc really shows, I think, the community willing to engage in the game a lot more. I don't know what the metrics would be, but I'm going to have to guess that people were playing the game a lot more than they usually do, which is actually a good time during the summer. If you're going to do it, this is probably the best time of the year to do it because people, not everybody, but I think people take breaks during the summer for family and events and travel and whatnot. And being able to play the game without having to be at work all the time, you know, could be a thing. So you're kind of pushing for a free builder and research queue. Yes, I agree. I think those things could be really helpful to free to play. And exactly right. One additional builder is something that increases after you have the first one. Increases the productivity by 100%. So, and then 50%, and then 25%. So it's a good kind of thing to have for sure. So, more than the GDoc, yeah. I think because you can do stuff in the game without using all your ships. It's not something that is needed all the time. There's times where it could be useful, especially if you're mining. But if you are just doing your regular stuff, you can get away with the 6 docks or even less than that for some things. It's just a matter of how you want to engage in the game. It's not like you have to have them out all the time. Mining nowadays, there's other ways through the stores to get resources, so you can actually do your refines for different refineries. So yeah, I agree. The queues for research and building can be helpful because the speed ups are what's the bottleneck for a lot of people, especially when you go up to G6. A lot of people run out of speed ups really quickly.
Not just a thing that you complete and leave behind, it's a thing that you complete and then you have to live with the consequences.
The number one food
Oh,
for
see,
regular
there's a
BM.
commercial here.
Okay, let's see.
Fastest way to
That's so
clear out stuck poop is by adding.
Sorry about that.
Flashpoint will be divided into 3 separate arcs united by the same idea.
So just to make it clear, with Flashpoint, Part 1 and Part 2 and the multi-arc experience will be the first iteration. So in Flashpoint Part 1, players will be introduced to this new resource, and this will start off as a typical day. But then what will happen is that a rebel Klingon group will go rogue and then capture these systems. Once these systems are captured, the only way to get rid of Horok, to really push them back, is for players to come together. But what ends up happening, and what is the big shift with Flashpoint compared to other ARC releases, is that players will go into this mining loop, this transient loop, day 1, day 2, and then on day 3, then the status quo
That's
shifts.
interesting.
Kinda like a
I think that's
table
very
flip.
interesting.
And that's when this rebel Klingon group, House Horok, capture these systems. At that stage, players will have to band together in order to push it back.
What we do before approaching any big arc or big release is we make a rough high-level plan where we decide what kind of story beats are gonna be in each and every month. And since we know that we are working for a greater good, which is the Flashpoint, we know what kind of effort and what kind of story beats we're planning and we're working on. We're gonna have a big overarching story that will last 6 months, but within that story, we're also gonna have 2-month subdivisions, if I can call it like that, which will cover the aspects of the bigger storyline. The story is gonna get more complex because now the players will have to think of how their actions will.
So is it 3? Wait, so she said 2-month break, 2 months storylines. So if it's 6 months, is it 3 2-month storylines? Is that kind of what you're saying?
Hold on throughout the half-year period, but also.
But then she said half-year period. Okay. Wait, she might have just misspoken.
story is gonna get more complex because now the players will have to think of how their actions will hold on throughout the half-year period, but also the players will be able to focus on a smaller, more condensed, yet nonetheless interesting storyline. In my case, since my storyline is in the middle, it will be both a separate and standalone story. However, its effects and the narrative that is flowing through it will be continuing the first 2 months and resulting in the 5th and 6th month.
We want to make it a living universe that people are part of.
Yeah, I agree. It is 2-month arcs, I guess. Again, they'll probably call it something different, but
And make sure that when you come in, you're looking at what's happening between the factions, what's changing in terms of what people are playing.
Each month, players will have to gain knowledge via collecting broken pieces of intel. And then also in the flip side, if players aren't successful, or maybe they don't see the need to engage, but when they see other people, other servers have actually engaged and are actually successful and have these launch exclusive rewards, then that will...
yeah, I don't know if this is a Star Trek shirt, but it certainly looks like one with the black collar with the red, the bright red. I think she might have just worn that if it's not a Star Trek
with
shirt.
more players.
If I were to give a clue or a hint to what is going to happen in the middle of Flashpoint, it's going to be what if?
Still taking gabapentin,
There's another commercial.
amitriptyline, or duloxetine for nerve pain. What you're about...
Okay, so this
within
transogen is
Flashpoint
interesting
Part
too.
1 and 2, players will be introduced to this new resource that basically crash landed in Star.
Right? It looks like a TOS shirt. I just thought that was pretty cool. So I'm not sure if it actually is or not, but it fit the parts. It fit the parts. So
Trek Fleet Command Galaxy. It's even like changed faction borders for it to fit into our galaxy. When I say that it's unstable and quite powerful, is the idea that this is a new resource that players have never interacted with before, and then once managed, then they can reuse that to consolidate specialized loops. What I want from our commanders is to be really excited about why they want to interact with the resource as a whole at first. Then when it comes to when the Klingon rebel group House Horok invade, what I want from players is like, wait a minute, what's going on here? Like the galaxy has changed. There's like a new faction border that wasn't there 5 minutes ago, is there now. That initial is just like, this is not normal. What is going on here? And that excitement from the players that day one, everything feels normal, but they're excited about this new resource. And then it to flip to, yeah, something is different here, and I want to find out more.
What am I being asked to do, and how can I solve that? And it's not just a rerun of a previous event that you know how to solve. There's novelty and there's interest.
feature
And
has
the actual
fireworks.
setting you're solving it in is changing.
okay, so this is transport. $2 million $2 million power transports. So, but it's a 32, level 32. And they're using Pike, Sam Kirk, and Mbenga. Interesting.
As well. Hostiles are moving, things are in different places, minds are operating differently. A faction has taken over some extra space, a new faction has entered into the board. You need to push them back. You need to push them back as an entire server, or as an entire region, or as an entire game. You are fighting back against the force that we've introduced into the universe.
So with Flashpoint, it's again, what can we give those players to really deepen that community without overstepping?
Oh, you think they're the bounty hunter? Okay, that makes sense.
On what they've done and create this artificial experience.
This time, it's not just this universe that's gonna affect the events of Star Trek. Players might expect some transdimensional shifts or guests from unexpected areas of space and new resources to work with to fight the enemies and restore the balance.
Those concepts of creating this living environment over the coming years on Star Trek is where we're going. And because I believe we can do those things, that's why I'm excited about what we're going to do next.
Yeah, it's coming soon. Pretty soon. Now, I gotta say too, I was really glad that they had two of their women developers talking about it. I thought it was pretty cool. It's good to see those who are working behind the scenes and get to see their faces on these YouTube videos. So it's kind of neat. It's kind of neat to see who's working on it. All right, let's close this down. If I can get the right button here, and there we go. Okay. Well, I need to start grinding because I do want to go sleep at a decent hour. We got lots of stuff to do. Yeah, I'm kind of excited. I don't know exactly what it's all about, which I think is kind of part of the excitement. But we'll wait and see because it is different. And it's neat to see that you have to work together to push back the hostiles and the invasion, but I hope it doesn't lead to distress on servers either. You never know. All right, we might just be able to do this, and then we might have to figure out some other stuff. But thanks for your help, Killer Angel. I do appreciate your insights and everyone else's insights as well. Okay, let's do this. And that might be the only real event I need to do, because TC is tomorrow. And we're not... I think we got to do polls. Oh, yeah. We can do some of these. You wonder how long it will take DJs to get through the video on Monday? You know, I don't know what his plans are, actually. Because, well, is he traveling yet? I know he was... on a plane. I'm not sure if he's actually nah, he's got to be doing something on Monday. He always does something on Arkfall. But I thought he was on vacation. Again, I could be wrong, so it'll take 3 hours. It's an 11-minute video. So I guess if you spread it out at like 7 minutes, actually it would be 14. That'll be about 2 hours, 50 something minutes. Oh, he said he was doing them on the show. Oh, great. That's awesome. It's not Arkfall without a DJ's video for sure. I look forward to that. It's hard because we're prepping usually for our own Arkfall stream, so we're constantly like switching back and forth to see what he's doing and then getting our stuff ready. So and if he goes long on this one, it's fine because I'm gonna be, like I said, rushing to start up. I might need to do more armadas, right? Yeah, I can only pull one, but that's okay. I'll do that later. Okay, let's go queue up the hostiles. Okay, that's... Oh, there's a survey. 5, 6, 7. Go back down to 6, 8. Okay, that might be enough to get us where we need to go. No, there's 2. I got... maybe not, because we have the this one over here. We'll queue up a few more. I might have pulled these other ones. All right, is that it? Okay, we got the battle pass, and hopefully we're close. Oh, see? There's the overflow already. A little bit more to get Janeway Shard. Okay, I'm going to send out the Reliant. There we go. It's not the right crew, but that's okay. All right, I think we're done. Well, that might be it for tonight. I don't think there's anything else that I really need to do. And it's almost midnight. Perfect. So I think what we'll do is we'll call it a night. We're planning to stream tomorrow something. It might be STFC. It might be some Disney Speedstorm. We'll see. Could be both. Could be both. So if that's the case, what we'll do is we'll kind of see who's on. But thanks for your help going through that. I watched it this morning, and we did a video, but it's good to see it again. I'm still looking for Easter eggs. I don't know what exactly is in there, but I'm sure there's stuff that we'll find out soon. We'll see how it is. All right, who is on? Is anyone on? Jagular is on. We can raid over there. Okay, let's raid into Jagular. I think he's playing War Thunder. Yeah, he's playing War Thunder. Okay, so we'll start the raid. We will catch you a little bit later. Hopefully within maybe the next 16 hours. We'll probably go on a little bit earlier than we did tonight. I think that'll be better. Then I can actually go sleep earlier as well. Okay, so what happened here? I just lost the raid. I think it's going. All right. We will we'll see you real soon. Why is it locked up? Okay. Hopefully we're raiding into Jagular. If not, I will open up another screen and see if that's working. But yeah, we'll see you real soon. Hui ho.